Kia ora! Welcome to Putting Up with Puriris. Today on Boilup I'm going to be making a macaroni and cheese. I'm going to show you some really simple things that you can do to make it really delicious. I'm here on my own tonight because Mihi wasn't able to make it, but hopefully she'll be back for next week's episode. So the first and most obvious ingredient is macaroni. We've got 250 grams of plain elbow macaroni here, 2 chipotle chilies, and these are dried ones that we've soaked in warm water and then ground up in our mortar and pestle. We have 50 grams of parmesan, 30 grams of breadcrumbs. We're using panko breadcrumbs, and we have 2 rashers of smoked streaky bacon. This is optional. And for the sauce, we've got 3 cups of milk, 50 grams of butter, 1/4 cup of plain flour, some Italian parsley and cracked pepper, and then we've got 2 types of cheese. We've got 250 grams of tasty cheese and 150 grams of French comte. So the first thing you're going to do is grate your cheese. So I'm just going to start with the comte, and then I'm going to grate up the tasty as well. So I'm going to get the pasta going now, and I want to share with you a little tip. So what you want to do is have a huge stainless steel pot and fill it, I'd say 2/3 at least of the way up with water, and you want a ton of salt, and I mean a good handful of salt. So I would put in about that much. I know it looks ridiculous, but remember this is just going in the water, it's not going to all go into the pasta. If the water doesn't taste like you've just taken a huge gulp of seawater when you're drowning, then it isn't right. So we've achieved a rolling boil now, so we're going to pop in our macaroni, and we just want that to cook al dente, so 4 to 5 minutes works best. So just while I've got the pasta boiling away, I'm just going to quickly fry up the bacon. So I'm going to make the sauce now. Some people call it a bechamel sauce or a white sauce. Unfortunately this is a 2-pot sauce, so real sorry about that. So on one element you just want to have the milk warming up, so I've just got that at the back there, and then in another larger pot you're going to need to make a roux. So you start by adding the butter and letting that melt. Okay, the butter's all melted, and now you'll see it's lovely and foamy, and that is the point where you add the flour. You're going to cook that out a bit, and the reason why is so that it doesn't have a raw flour flavour polluting your sauce, and once you've got it right we'll add that milk gradually. And that is a perfect roux. So I'm going to just add a little bob of milk now. Right, you can see that I've switched to a whisk now. It's the only really surefire way to ensure that you don't get any lumps in your sauce. So I'm going to keep stirring that until the consistency is like a lovely French custard. Now, if you're wondering how to achieve the really silky consistency that I have, it's because you have the milk heating so that all the ingredients you're working with are at the same temperature. Right, that is perfect now. So what we need to do, turn off the heat and add in your cheese. So I'm just going to talk about a few things before I head back to the sauce. The first thing is we've got the pasta drained and waiting in a bowl there. The second thing is with the chipotle you just want to get a sieve and work that through, and then the liquid is what we're going to be adding to the sauce for flavour. And the third thing is you want to grease a dish for the macaroni and cheese. I'm just using a regular baking dish here, and you want to grease it with butter because butter is flavour. And so now what you want to do is add in to the sauce the chipotle and then lightly mix that through. I'm going to add in the bacon that we prepared earlier, oil and all. That is flavour. Then a ton of cracked pepper and the parsley. And give that a good mix through. That smells absolutely incredible. So now it's time to assemble our macaroni and cheese. So I've laid out the macaroni into our baking dish there. Then we're going to pour over our amazing sauce in an even layer. Give that a wee shake just to work that sauce down into the macaroni. And then we're going to have a lovely crust on top. So you just want to add your breadcrumbs into your parmesan. Give it a good even mix through. And sprinkle that all over the top. This is going to be an incredible crust. Once you've tried this, you're never going to want to eat normal macaroni out of a box. And after you've done all of that, it's time to go in the oven. So the oven is preheated on fan bake at 190 degrees, and then it's going to go on for between 20 to 25 minutes. In the center of the oven. So that was in the oven for almost exactly 25 minutes. I've just pulled that out, and if you take a look here, it looks amazing and it smells absolutely incredible. So we're going to dig in. I'm so excited. I love macaroni and cheese. It's beautiful. This is the best macaroni and cheese you'll ever have. They serve one at Orleans.
Yeah.
At Britomart in Auckland, a restaurant. It's way better. Just saying. It is, it's way better.
Marco Polo would be proud.
I've got a niece and she loves macaroni and cheese. The chipotle isn't overpowering or anything, so this is fine for children. Yeah.
Into bacon. We're going to leave some for the sauce.